What is up? Welcome back to another video. I feel like it's been a long time since I did one of these, but anyway, I have been busy all January working on new squad plans because Better Me Kickstart 3.0 is going off with a bang. There is just one more week left to sign up to work one-on-one with me to achieve your goals this year and enter to win an incredible prize pool. There are 10 prizes and there's going to be 10 winners, so don't miss out on this. Sign up in January, submit your day 1 photos, and then in April submit your day 90 photos, and come May I will be drawing 10 lucky winners from a hat live on Instagram to win one of the amazing prizes. I'm so excited for it. But for now, let's get started on this video. Today, I'm going to be talking you through how I make my Thai yellow curry meal prep. Oh my gosh, this recipe is one of my favorites so far. So this is kind of based off the recipe that my mum taught me how to do for her green curry, but I've tweaked it a little bit to make it more macro friendly. First things first, all you need is one big pot. What you're going to do is add in the coconut milk. I like to use a light coconut milk. You could use a full fat coconut cream and it would be a lot thicker, but I personally like to cut back on the calories and use this light milk. So we're going to add that into the pan and get it simmering, and then you're going to add any kind of curry paste that you want. I personally am using a Thai yellow curry paste. It is such a delicious flavor. So add it into the coconut cream, stir it all around, let it kind of infuse into the liquid, and then what we're going to do is add in the chicken. So many people actually brown their chicken first, but mum taught me to do the curry paste and the coconut milk first and then add in the chicken breast. I also like to make sure that I keep chicken breast chopped up in the fridge ready to go throughout the week. So it's really easy if I need to cook a meal up and just let it cook through before adding anything else into the pot. If you like to have a little bit of crunch to your meals without the added calories, I really like to use whole chestnuts in water as well as bamboo shoots. Again, taken from my mum's recipe. I just got these cans from the supermarket in the international section here in New Zealand. So I drain them out and then I add them into the curry, stir it all around. And the final step of this, super simple, is to add in some vegetables. You could use fresh vegetables if you want to use something like pumpkin or potato or sweet potato. What you could do is boil it to soften it a little bit first to speed up the cooking time. So I personally like to use a frozen veggie mix. It's cheaper, it's easy, and I just defrost it a little bit first before putting it into the pan to simmer with the chicken and the chestnuts and all the good sauce. So I put it in there and I leave it to simmer. While I'm doing that, I like to get my rice ready. I just use a rice cooker. It's nice and simple, and I use basmati rice. So I usually will cook my rice fresh, but I really wanted to show you how I would do my rice if I was doing a meal prep. So for example, I'm doing 100 grams of raw rice. I want to have 2 meals and each of them are going to be 50 grams each. So I add in my 100 grams of rice. I'll add in about 200 mils of water, so double the amount of water because I really like soft fluffy rice. And then I'll turn the rice cooker on, super simple, leave my curry to simmer, and then once it's done, that's when I look at dishing it all up. So the way that I would kind of split up a meal prep like this or dish it up is, I know that I want this curry to make me 4 meals. So all I need to do is add everything into my fitness pal and then split it up into quarters for the meal. So I could add it into 4 different Tupperwares, but I personally know that I'm gonna have half today, half tomorrow. So I just use 2 different Tupperwares. I weigh the total amount of the curry at the end of it being cooked, and then I just split it into 2, or of course, if you're gonna use 4 different Tupperwares or 5 different Tupperwares, you would divide it by 5 amongst the Tupperware. So I divide it into 2, super simple. I get my rice out. I'm having half today, half tomorrow. I like to keep my rice separate when I am doing my curry. I don't like to mix the rice with the curry. I want to mix it fresh when I have the meal. So for one of the meals I'll be having for lunch, I weigh out my rice, I put it in a bowl, and then I add my curry to it. And then the rest of the rice, I'm just going to put in a Tupperware, sealed away, put in the fridge for the next day. This kind of meal can last in the freezer for a long time. So if you want to prepare it in advance, you could maybe do 2 meals for Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday and then put the rest of it in the freezer for the next couple of days after that. If you want to do that, I suggest that you cook the rice fresh or you keep the rice stored separately so you can add it to the meal when you're ready to have it. This is super simple. Honestly, you can finish this meal prep in like under half an hour, and if you want to do all your dishes and things, maybe 45 minutes max, and you can have 4 to 5 meals done for your lunches across the week. Super simple and delicious. I hope that this helps give you some meal inspo, and this kind of leads on nicely to the next thing I want to talk about. In this video, I also wanted to talk about how I found balance after competing. I often get women asking me, one, how I got my cycle back. Of course, I have a video on that. But two, I get people asking me how I dealt with the weight gain. And I get that the weight gain that I experience isn't as much as other people experience, but it's a big change mentally and physically to go from being stage lean to kind of just living a happy, healthy lifestyle. So I thought I would cover that today because I've spent the past year really working on my mental health, my physical health, and my all-around self-love and confidence. And that is life after prep. I have now done 4 competitions with the WBFF, 3 in Australia, 1 in New Zealand, 2 of which, my second and third shows, I placed second and third place, the top 3 of an incredible lineup. My last show that I did in October, New Zealand, I got very, very lean, the leanest I've ever been on my fitness journey, and it took a lot out of me mentally and physically. I've shared it a little bit on some podcasts. If you search me on Spotify, you'll find me speaking about it on certain podcasts, but I don't feel quite ready to open up just yet about how hard it hit me. But anyway, I got to a very lean point, and then I went traveling a lot with Ross, and I had the most incredible November, December, January traveling around. But for a lot of the time after my competition, I really struggled mentally, seeing my body go from being super lean to what for me felt very what you would call soft, but for other people I just looked normal. So it was a very kind of body dysmorphic feeling after a competition, and this is something that a lot of people don't talk about online, but I think it needs to be talked about. A lot of the girls on the squad, they'll do a shred with me, and I always encourage that we do a reverse diet. A reverse diet is the diet after the diet, where you achieve your fat loss goal and then you slowly increase your calories up so that your body can adapt to be on higher calories without gaining an extra amount of fat. You don't want to gain the weight back that you've spent so long working on to lose. After a competition or after any kind of shredding phase, it's natural that your weight is going to go up. One, you're eating more carbs, so you're storing more glycogen, so the scales are going to go up. This doesn't mean you've gained a lot of fat in a short amount of time. And two, also, you have more food in you, so you're going to feel a little bit fuller and the scales are going to go up. This mentally can be very hard to handle. As you can imagine, me getting to my leanest point at 55.6 or 55.7 kilos on show day was very hard for me to see myself going over 60 kilos in the weeks after that. A lot of it would have been water and food, but I did definitely struggle with this, especially as the competition didn't go the way I had hoped it would go for the amount of work that I put in. But life happens. Anyway, I spent a lot of time working on myself. 2020, last year, I was meant to compete, and at 6 weeks out, I found out that I wasn't going to be able to compete. So again, I had to go through this process of reverse dieting, getting my calories up. Throughout the whole lockdown, I stayed the exact same weight, and I actually managed to eat about 600 calories more than where I was on my shred. So I did really well with that. My mindset was really good. But one thing I've learned through this massive journey, I'm trying to keep this chit chat short, is that a number on the scale really doesn't bring you happiness. So many people say that they'll be happy when they reach X amount of weight, when they lose this amount of, kilos, when they fit this special dress on their wedding day or for their high school reunion. But I have been everywhere from 55.7 kilos up to 70.8 kilos on my fitness journey, and everything in between there, especially with competing, it's fluctuated a lot. I've posted it on my Instagram. Just the course of 2019, my weight fluctuated so much, and that is a big mind game. But I can safely tell you that I don't smile in my day 1 or my day 90 photos because of the number on a scale. I smile because of how I feel when I accomplish a goal. So me getting on stage isn't necessarily about the confidence of how I look from the outside. It's about knowing that I set out to achieve a goal and I did what it took to get there. When I get a trophy on stage, and I got second place in 2018, it wasn't so much to do with how I looked. It was the fact that I had gone from gaining lots of weight after that to losing the weight, getting a better relationship with food, and then coming in to compete and getting second place. It was such a roller coaster that to be able to get my life back on track and to achieve this goal was just phenomenal. So earlier this week, I posted a transformation photo up and it went viral, and I had so many people commenting things like, oh, she looked better before, she looks happier before, but no one actually realized that I wasn't happy before because I was binge eating every day, I was crying all the time, it affected my relationship with Ross, I didn't want to go to the gym because I was embarrassed about how much weight I'd gained at that point in time after a competition, and I didn't feel good from the inside out. I had a bad relationship with myself, I had a bad relationship with food. So me smiling in the first photo was because I knew that I was about to change and that I wasn't going to keep repeating this binge cycle. And then the second photo, I was smiling because I knew I'd really pushed past it and achieved my goal of getting ready for the stage, and I went on to compete in Australia. And so this is kind of like a big chit chat about it, but the main things to take away are that your weight is always going to fluctuate. You're never going to stay the exact same shape for the rest of your life. If you have given birth to two beautiful kids, or even just one beautiful kid, and you've gone through this big lifestyle change, please be kind to yourself. If you gained a lot of weight last year, please be kind to yourself. Can you imagine living the rest of your life spending every day not feeling confident in your own skin? No one wants to feel like that. So it's okay to love yourself whilst working on something else. You can say to yourself, look, I'm not exactly in the shape that I want to be in right now, but telling yourself negative things every time you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror is never going to help you live a happy and healthy lifestyle, because the leaner you get, the more lean you're going to want to get, and the harder you get on yourself. And then when you have to reverse that, you're just going to be harder on yourself again as you start to gain some weight back. It's inevitable that eventually you will gain some weight after a shred, whether it's a little bit or a little bit more than you would have liked to. So I really want you to be kind to yourself. Realize that this is a journey. There's no quick fixes. There's no magical number on the scale that's going to make you feel, much happier than another number. For me personally, I would rather sit at where I am right now and have a healthy cycle, be strong in the gym, have energy, feel happy, have clear skin, and just feel really good with myself, my relationship, and everything that I'm doing, helping other women feel more confident in their own skin, than to be, under 60 kilos, struggling to stay there, not being able to eat out with friends, not being able to, have family dinners, to eat the foods that I love, to be so restricted and unhappy, trying to stay as small as I can. To me, that's not life. But you have to figure out what is life to you, what is balance, what you enjoy, what you actually want. Forget about what society says. If you want to be lean, go be lean. If you want to stay where you are right now but work on your relationship with food and get stronger in the gym, do it. If you want to gain muscle and people are telling you, oh, don't gain too much muscle, you'll look too muscly, please just do whatever makes you happy. That's all I wanted to say in this video, really. At the end of the day, everyone's going to have opinions on how you look and what you should be doing on your fitness journey, but it's your life and you have to live in this body. So take care of it. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and if you need any help with whatever your goals are this year, head along to anjulimack.com, sign up to work with me. We'll get started working today, and if you're listening to this in January 2021, make sure you sign up today. We'll get started working as soon as possible. You can send me your day one photos and you can enter to win one of 10 amazing prizes in Better Me Kickstart 3.0. Do not miss out on this, and if you're watching this video and you're in the future right now, still, you can sign up at anjulimack.com to work with me. I'll catch you in the next video.